Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the IRO Stint 2 of the 12 Hours of the Nurburgring GP. I'm DJ Brohawk, bringing you all the action here, although not much action to speak of right now as Stint 1 is still very much underway. We go early here. Speaking of early, it is early here on the east coast of the United States where I am. It is just before 8 o'clock. Ghost, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. So here we have just the formation lap, or whatever you want to call it, for Stint 2. There's still about 5 or 6 laps to go in Stint 1 before we will have any action here. Jazz, welcome. Good to see you. Good luck, all racers, especially Nikki and team. Yes, good luck to everybody. I'm excited. My team's doing pretty well. James from Apex Hunter Racing is about 18 seconds behind P1 after 56 laps, so doing pretty well. So definitely excited. Ghost, you're driving today. I thought about driving, but nobody invited me. Although I do have some real life obligations that kind of prevent me from driving today, so probably a good thing. So Ghost, good luck to you as well today. Everyone's done amazing so far. Absolutely. I think most of the cars are still on the lead lap, which is pretty impressive after almost 2 hours of racing. I was watching a little bit earlier. There was a battle going on in the middle of the pack between 3 or 4 cars. It was pretty exciting to watch. Yes, everybody is doing fantastic. This stuff is so difficult to be locked in. I can't imagine how real life racers do it, you know, where people are just locked in and then you have to deal with the G-forces of the car for hours upon hours. They have to be exhausted by the time they're done. It's exhausting doing this in a game. I can't imagine having to deal with the actual physics of a car as well. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I need to yeah, it's been a good race so far as Nikki's wife. I'm here watching from start to finish. Wow, that is impressive. I appreciate your dedication. I did not want to get up at 5:30 this morning to watch the whole thing. Much as I love my teammates, there is some both benefit and drawback to being on the east coast of the U.S. because a lot of times these things start way before I want to get up. But that means they also end in the middle of the day, which is a little nicer for evening plans. Let's see if I can pull up the team names and whatnot. I'm a little disorganized because I pretty much rolled out of bed and turned the stream on. Let's see what we have here. I had some of it pulled up yesterday when I was doing the qualification stuff with Jaeger, but I think I closed it all. Let's see. Let's see. Ah, yes. It should be pointed out that this race is being done in memory of Lankster from Team ART, who unfortunately passed away from cancer earlier this year. I know that we have been thinking and praying for his family and friends through this difficult time, and certainly my thoughts and prayers are with his family as well. Very difficult time for the Gran Turismo community, and just know that we've been thinking of the Amigos racing team and wishing everyone well through this difficult time. How's my Strook pronunciation going? I've got it figured out now. He had to make fun of me. It's been a few weeks since he made fun of me a bunch, but then finally gave me the actual pronunciation of his name. I got it now, and of course he's in this lobby, so now I have to get it right. I think I got it now. Let's see, entry list, here we go. So it looks like, if I can find, where is, ORT, yeah. Team ORT is currently in the lead by about 20 seconds. Then Apex Hunter Racing, and then let's see. I think that's Team MRL. Is that? How many Welshies are there? Is there? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's Team MRL in P3, and then I think, oh no, Nick. Okay, Nick and Welsh are having a battle. Okay, because they just swapped spots. I think there's a battle for P10 with Kemp and Tonic. He's a happy chap in the car right now. Oh man. Okay, so Nick and Welsh are separated by about a second. That's exciting. P3 and 4. Very much up for grabs here. Interesting to see. I have nicknames on, so it may be a little difficult for me to figure out who's who. You'll have to bear with me for that. At least we have these beautiful liveries, which I'll go over once the action starts. So the leaders are on, they're just now going on to lap 59. So lap 61, they will be pitting, and that's when we'll get going. Really not much else to talk about until they get to that point. I do have the replay keyboard plugged in. It's not always been a thing that I remember, but I remembered it this morning. Fortunately, I set up the stream and everything last night so that all I had to do was just press go pretty much. Looks like James is coming into the pits on lap 59 to use the hard tires. I guess there's some sort of requirement. And so now James is in P4. I wonder if James was in P4 this whole time. I'll have to see what the strategy was. As per usual, they did not consult me. Hards are mandatory. Thank you, Ghost. As per usual, they did not consult me for the strategy. I have jokingly called myself DJ Pit Boss in Team AHR, and for whatever reason my fellow teammates don't like to just consult me about strategy, and then usually they get their strategies wrong, and so I have to remind them every time, hey, you didn't talk to me. They all get demoted to the Formula E team. That's part of our inside joke. I'm sure their strategies are good though. I have no doubts. I personally don't like leaving hard tires till the end. DJ Pit Boss, what is the strat? Well, I'll tell you what I would do. The way I calculate things is I normally do the hardest tires first. I don't like finishing a race on hard tires, especially because you've been used to the soft tires for 2 hours, and you can end up losing more time not being in the groove with hard tires personally. The tire wear is pretty low, and so for this race it's really probably just windmilling soft tires on and off the car until they run out, and you just make it even throughout the entire stint. Depending on how slow the fuel intake is, you can kind of play with the idea of different tires, but for this, because the tire wear is so low, it's really just soft tires all the way. I just like starting on hard tires because it lets me finish on soft tires. I have a longer stint at the end. No Ferrari strat, please. It's kind of crazy how often Ferrari gets away with that. You would think that, especially Ferrari, would have some of the brightest and best minds in all of racing, and yet somehow the guy calling the shots just doesn't get it right. noticed everyone in this lobby is on soft tires. It'll be interesting to see how many of them swap to the hard tires. They didn't put it on in the beginning. They might all go out on the softs, but I would bet somebody in here will swap tires, which is a 4-second loss for literally no reason. All right, so player prof is coming in. I'm guessing James ended up doing, I think, 2 or 3 laps on the hards, which is unfortunate. And again, we talk about strategy, well, he's on pad, never mind. I was gonna say, don't know if that's great strategy by him, but he's on pad, so I think there was probably actually some intention there. So, or he had to do it kind of thing. So they're starting lap 61. James moves back up to P2, it looks like. He's about 25, 23, let's see. Looks like he's well into P2. Yeah, Nick is putting on the hards. Yeah, Nick is about 11 seconds behind James. So James is going to be P2. Team ORT is going to be P1 by about 22 seconds. Of course, when I say Nick, everyone knows who that is because Nick is so good at the game. All right, a little bit of lap traffic for ORT coming on the final lap. Coming through the second to last. I don't know if you could call that bit a chicane or not because it's such a big left-right, but we're going to call it a chicane. Big chicane. A Genesis out in front is a little surprising. It's Genesis making a comeback over the last few weeks in daily races. So ORT through the final chicane is going to be coming into the pits, and we are going to have Pyrex take the lead of the race. Be the first one out, about 22 seconds ahead. Here we go. Don't think the stream delay is that big, so he should be leaving any second now. And look, he changed tires. I told you. This is 4 seconds lost for no reason. You got to, yeah, this is things you got to think about. And he stayed on the softs too. So Pyrex is away. A little late braking there, but you know, when you're in a race like this, it can be a little undaunting. Belfast BAP is away. Belfast BAP actually put some fuel into the car. That's a little bit more wasted time. These are stuff you got to think about. Belfast BAP is away. Look, gained about 4 or 5 seconds here. Kaza is away. Shane is away. This will be a very close race, I'm sure, here in the beginning. Tank, good morning. Fun, good morning. Wayne, good morning. You didn't get message? No, I haven't looked at anything. Karate's away. I rolled out of bed and turned the stream on. This is where we're at. Karate with a little wiggle. McLaren and P5, that's pretty good. Seraphite Team DCT away. Welcome everybody. I'm using the HD microphone. I'm using the Formula 1 microphone today, Tank. You offered help? Oh. I mean, you could still join me, although there's no room in this lobby, so... No, Tank, it's 8 o'clock. I slept all the way through Stint 1. As much as I support my team and love my team, the Furious 2 is out, Strook is out, Ost is out. I might pronounce this name wrong. Hida. Or is it Hiddy? Hida is out. Little Nicky is out. Still a couple teams to go. No, it's fine. I'll remember this. I mean, if you want to talk without being able to see anything, that is entirely up to you. You would have my stream, and that's it. Hey Hansa, good afternoon. How's it going? Welcome to everybody. Bjorklund is out. You can talk to me in the chat, it'll be fine. Torello's out in the Peugeot. I'm sorry, Peugeot. That's how y'all pronounce it. Over there. Bob, good afternoon. Baz, welcome. So one more team to go. It's the Merc. And the Merc is now coming into the pits. That is a liveryless Mercedes-Benz. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Anyway, let's have a look at the liveries. I'm sure if you've been watching Stint 1, you've probably seen them all already, but as is customary with me, we're going to go through the liveries. I absolutely love ORT's liveries. I love this color combination. It's very simple design, but it's like it just all works. And with the Genesis, it just, I don't know, it just works. I just love the way the Genesis looks. The wing is enormous. It's really cool. And of course, we have my team, who has already picked up a penalty. Of course, the ever-talented Fun Police, who's in the chat, did our livery. Absolutely gorgeous livery. Kind of a play on the actual GT3 Porsche livery, I believe. So you get to see the penalty zone, courtesy of my teammate. Really not a terrible penalty zone here. But yeah, just absolutely gorgeous livery. Then we have one of the Race Asylum liveries. This one being piloted by Kaza. Close the old stream as that is now over through the chicane for them. This, I don't know if you'd call it an orange, but this color is one of my favorite colors of all the liveries that I see. Just absolutely beautiful color. Any pen zone is a bad zone. The Ginger Ninja. Yeah, very cool here. We have another liveryless vehicle. I don't know if this is my game doing this, which is entirely possible, or if they also rolled out of bed to do this race and forgot their livery. But in any case, here's a livery. Here's a stock. I'm sorry, there's a lot of UK folks. Bog standard livery for the Genesis. We have Loose Moose Racing in the 650 with some beer references as well. Not sure if the front is like blood, like they hit a moose and there's blood all over the car. There is moose the word on the front, so I don't know if that's a play on that or if that's just like paint. Well, there is white paint looking stuff on the back, so I guess that's paint. We have DC Team, or Team DCT as I call them, piloted by Zero Fight here in Stint 2. We have Be a Winner, Choose on the back left and presumably back right of the car. I like the little skull with the pistons in the back there. Marlboro Blood McLaren. Yeah, right. Let's see. We have the Furious 2 here. I'm not sure what team this is. Let me pull up my handy dandy list. Where are they? It's amazing how when I scroll through this list, I don't see their name the first time, even though I've seen it before. Last Minute Racing. Well, this is a team name I can get behind. Last Minute Racing. This black and red livery here. Honors Performance, it says on the side. Then we have Strook. Strook, I think, claims a couple of teams in real life. And by real life, I mean Gran Turismo real life. But for this, Strook is on Team Full Send. I like the words. Max. Say max your power. I wish I could like look at the top of the car. I feel like that would make for kind of a cool camera angle. Strook only a second and a half ahead of Oss. There could be a battle to be had here for P8 before too long. We'll keep an eye on that. That will be moose juice on the front. That's right. So here we have the Guinness racing team. Bet you couldn't figure out who the sponsor, well, I say sponsor, who this team is all about. Guinness, and I think under the wing here it says, lovely day for a Guinness. For the record, I think Guinness tastes like motor oil. I know some of y'all will be offended by that, but maybe that's because they have to import it from over there and it turns stale on the plane or the boat, whatever they bring it over by. Although I'm not much of a beer drinker, so this is probably just blasphemy on this American's part. But I love the Guinness theme livery. Hey, Jaeger, how's it going? Welcome, my friend. We have the second Race Asylum livery, piloted by Little Nicky. As always, their liveries are fantastic. Absolutely love it. Guinness isn't a beer, it's a stout. Look, I don't know anything about beer or alcohol. You don't drink Guinness, you put it in your gearbox. Yes, exactly, thank you. Somebody understands me out there. It's only good in Ireland. I actually have heard that. There was one of my coworkers who went to Galway, I think it is, was talking about how Guinness over there is completely different. It's actual Guinness over there. It's motor oil here in the States. So here we have the sky blue livery. This is I have no idea which team this is. Let's see. I reckon it's got to be maybe Team MRL. There is MRL on the car somewhere. I do like the the Carolina blue, as they would call it over here. Y'all probably have no idea about that, but that's okay. As an Irishman, I consider this mild racism. Someday I will come over there and try Guinness for myself. Probably won't change my mind because I'm not much of a any kind of beer drinker, but it's worth a shot, right? So here we have, I knew what team this was yesterday. I believe this is Nuke Shot Motorsport. Not sure which PSN this is, but I'm pretty sure this is Nuke Shot because they had the nuclear car. Cool looking livery. I like this color. I like the green always. The way it all just kind of like, it's very geometrical. Very cool looking. Then we have DC team number 2. If you say beer one more time, look, it's all the same to me. I know there's other kinds of beers, like, I say other kinds of beers. There's like subcategories of beer. Loogie, welcome. Also, hello to Blue Racer and Asylum Racer. I didn't say hello to you before. I'm just proud of them for using the RCZ, or RCZ, as some of you call it. Better get used to the fact that I'm going to like poke slight fun at my UK friends. God only knows the amount of harassment I get from them in return, so it's all love. P14, we have a, you know, it shows okay, so we're gonna show this again. So P14 is Black Flag Racing's Merc. So if we look on the left side of the screen, when I scroll to P14, the livery is there, but for whatever reason, it's not on my screen. So beverage, yeah, yes, thank you. I like that. I like that, Arden. Yes. So they're not liveryless. It's just not loading on my screen. You can blame my American internet for this. So for whatever reason, most of the liveries are loading, but there are a couple that aren't. Probably a bug. Yeah, Blue, I agree. It's probably a bug. So Belfast Bap has closed the gap a little bit to P1. I think he was about 24 seconds behind, give or take. Kaza currently with the fastest lap. He and Belfast Bap are roughly running at about the same pace. PD moment. Yeah, that's right. Bach leads to falling asleep on a beach at 6 a.m. Super Bach. Also, hello, Paolo. See if we have any battles going on here. I think I see a couple of arrows near each other. Maybe the one I mentioned before. Zero fight with a penalty. Won't change their position too much. Struik and Ost. Ost is within slipstream range, so there is that. Well, I say that. Now they're not. Wayne says all alcohol is rank. There is a time and a place for every kind of alcohol. In fact, probably shouldn't put this on the internet, but last night I wouldn't say I chug. I'm not a chugger, but I semi-chugged some wine last night because all within legal boundaries. I was at a dance event and they like to give us wine and stuff, and so I had to throw it down before so I didn't have to sit the cup anywhere. So there you go. Yes, Wayne, I think you did say you don't drink very much, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to that. Certainly no complaint. Water is infinitely better. In fact, I have some water with me here. Each their own. My wallet loves that I don't drink anymore. Yeah. The best drink is a free drink. It doesn't matter what it is. Haven't tasted alcohol but water. You pay welcome. Look, you're not gonna get any. I'm not gonna make fun of you for not drinking. I completely understand. My guts do not appreciate it when I do drink. Asylum Racer says water's nasty on its own. You know, it kind of depends on the water. Water doesn't make my wife any more tolerable. But does it make her more attractive? Oh my god, we're like 10 minutes into this race and it's already off the rails. Hey, Pasta Nicaldo, welcome. Oh, you're not 21. Oh, I didn't know you were so young, Yupe. Okay. Hey, Ken, welcome. Okay, well, that's fair. Actually, good on you for not underage drinking. Because people do that. I'm not condoning it, for the record. You should not. I never did. But some people do. So Struik and Ost are having a little bit of a battle here. Ost has gotten within a second a few times. I'm doing well, my friend Yupe. Thank you. Thank you for asking. It is a little early for me, but I'm hanging in there. I'm only looking out for you so you might see these. Fun's wife is standing over his shoulder, ready to beat him now. This will be the last we hear of Fun today. He's going in the cage. The drinking age is 18 over there? So, Struik pulling away a little bit from Ost now. We'll see if Ost can reel him in as we go forward. I don't know if the drinking age should be 18 over here or not. Like, the whole, you can serve your country, but you can't drink, is a good argument for that. But people don't get any smarter at 18, between 18 and 21. Wayne, don't even get me started about that. Hello, Kaz. Hello, Havard. Welcome. Just gonna have a mug of coffee and get ready for, man, you're driving the first and third stint? It's a lot of driving in a 6-hour period. Does drinking kill brain cells? Well, let me ask you this, Tank. Do you drink? Aren't you too young? You might even be too young to drink. I was gonna make a joke about your strategy being terrible, and if you don't drink, then no, it doesn't kill brain cells. Yet every teenager gets pulled for DUI in USA. Look, I can't speak for my fellow Americans. You would think with Uber and stuff, DUIs wouldn't be a thing, but... Hello, Stormfly, welcome. Tank had a beer last night before bed, so maybe it does kill brain cells. Oh, Tank's got started drinking early. Speedy, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Age and being married and having kids kills brain. You know, it's sleep. It's probably sleep, like lack of sleep, that has something to do with that. Let's go back to the TV cameras. So, interesting development. Belfast BAP is reeling in P1. It's down to 14 seconds. We may not see the gap. We may not see a battle for a little while. But Belfast BAP is reeling him in. Something to keep in mind. He also has opened the gap to Kaza. Oh, Belfast BAP also has the fastest lap. We'll see how this plays out as the race goes on. Could have a battle for P1 on our hands. I'd only drink the odd beer nowadays. That's about how I am. If I go out, and even then I don't drink a lot just because my guts will remind me why it was a poor decision the next morning. But if I go out with friends, have a few, have a good time, you know. I don't get sloshed. Or I'm sorry, I don't get pissed. You all understand that over there. Wasted. I think it's funny, I'll call it piss. I don't know. It's funny. Y'all have some funny words over there compared to how we use them over here. Wayne, it's not so much like when you sleep, I think it's the amount. Like, for instance, I slept like 5 hours last night. Probably lost some brain cells. I would say beer actually does not help with sleep. Whenever I drink, it makes my dreams crazy. And my dreams are already crazy, so it makes them crazier. Very vivid. I think Kaza and Belfast BAP are similarly paced, so we'll see how that battle plays out. The gap kind of fluctuating a little bit. May have a battle brewing here between Seraphite and Karate here. Well, Wayne, we use the word pissed when we're angry. Well, you know what? We use the term piss drunk, but we don't use the term pissed. That it's like slightly different. If I had one more brain cell, it would be lonely. Ah, you guys. We use it for both angry and drunk. That's a really weird combination. Nick, welcome, my friend. Congrats on Stint 1, well done. It's just weird, because not everyone is an angry drunk, and so I feel like all this because of the Guinness livery. That's right, all this started because of the Guinness livery. I mean, to be fair, there's not really any close battles going on. Strook has actually opened the gap to Ost by 4 seconds. So Ost may be struggling a little bit. Strook may have found his groove as well. The different uses of Fanny, yeah. Yes, Ricky. I hear that one, you know, talking to my UK people, and I know what it means, but it just makes me laugh. I'm not going into what that means. That may be a little too much for a family-friendly stream, or at least mature family-friendly stream. I think we have a battle on our hands between Cerophyte and Karate here. Nick had damage. Oof. Wayne. Fanny pack. To be fair, even here in the States, you'll get made fun of for the most part if you have a fanny pack. Although I will say that they do have some use. But tell another joke. Fun. I choose to. I plead the fifth. I mean, that's not a thing over there, but I plead the fifth. I mean, it probably is a thing over there called something else, but here in the States. Oh my God. No, I refuse. I refuse. Who's watching this with their... You know what? Some child might be inspired by the driving in this. You never know. So actually, Wayne, I have a story about that. So we're gonna go on board with Cerophyte. We're gonna watch this battle develop because I think it's happening. And you may cover your ears. Oh man. So I actually have a story about that. So a few years ago, I did online broadcasts for... So it was this website that basically allowed you to do online sports broadcasts as long as you didn't use any video or audio of the actual event. And so what I would do is I would do radio style broadcasts of sporting events for practice. And so basically all you would hear is my voice. So there was no video. And I did it for an entire American football season. And I remember somebody on Twitter tweeting me once and telling me they appreciated that I didn't curse on my broadcast because their 4-year-old liked to listen to me. And so that's something that I try to keep in mind. You honestly never know. I mean, I have this marked as not made for kids. Like, this is not going on YouTube Kids. But Bob, I'll check the gap in a sec. But so the gap between P1 and P2 is now 11.5 seconds. So Jack is bringing the gap down a little bit. I saw him use traction control. Nobody can make fun of me for using traction control anymore. So the gap has stayed about a second between Cerophyte and Karate. There are parts of this where the Genesis has really good acceleration, as I recall. And the 650 a little squirrely through the technical sections, as we saw in qualification yesterday. Had to jump in. Welcome, Bad Dog. It's not pissed, it's pished. The gap between 11th and 12th. Let's see if Cerophyte goes for a move. We'll check it out here in just a sec. Loogie. All right, no move there. The gap between 11 and 12 is about 10 seconds. I think that's really the only battle we have going on is this one. The Italian flags on that Genesis is a nice touch. I think a lot of Team DCT are Italian players. Cerophyte is lurking. Cerophyte's a little bit faster. See how long this 650 can defend here. Out of curiosity, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. This is your TV-worthy onboard camera right here. This is actually one of my favorite cameras on TV when they do the races. It's like the bumper cams. Especially the rear-looking one where it's like they would never be using this view themselves, but we get treated to what it looks like from behind their car, but not in that third person. And you get cooler engine sounds out of it too. Looks like our first pit stop is from Kaza in P3. See, yeah, their tires were pretty worn out. So an interesting development. I don't know why I was still holding the right stick down, but we're gonna go back to this. .650S best engine sound. I love the way the McLaren sounds. All right, we might see a move here. Oh yeah, from cockpit cam. Certified down the inside. Will it stick? Yes, it will. Let's have another look at that one. Nice and tidy down the inside. No real room for a cut back. He kind of parked it on the apex there. Nice move, nice respectful driving between the both of them. AMG Mercs have the best engine sound. That noise is filthy. Yeah, that is a really early pit stop for Kaza. I wonder if is Kaza on pad by chance? It could be part of their strategy too. Yeah, look at the tire wear on the 650. Wow, look at the difference. I mean, look at the front tires. So Cerafite's tires are like twice as worn, although Cerafite might be on pad as well. I don't know who's on pad and who's not. But look at the tire difference. I mean, that's crazy. They've driven the same amount. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out for sure. 650 may have some tricks up its sleeve in terms of pitting fewer times. Speedy says 2 times 27 laps on softs. Wayne says the Genesis is harsh on tires. Well, it certainly seems like it. This one's pretty worn out as well. Yeah, see the MRL livery's not loading for me. The gap to P1 is down to 8 seconds. And the Furious 2 is making their first pit stop. So now Kaza is about 1.5 seconds behind Shane. Kaza on the fresh tires. I imagine we will see this gap come down. A little wiggle from Kaza, but they managed to hold it down. Maka doesn't go fast enough to wear tires. I don't know, it was pretty fast at Daytona. The thing is, it's so good on its tires, if you can cut out one pit stop, that's probably I mean, it's got to be, I don't know what the tire or the pit loss time is, but it's got to be at least 15 to 20 seconds time saved. Now, that may not be enough across 2 hours. Well, 2 hours or 20 seconds per stint. That whole minute, what would that be? 2 minutes? That whole 2 minutes across 6 stints, it might not be enough, but that's a lot of time. Could you do a field sweep for us to see the gaps? Absolutely. Going through the field, we have Pyrex and P1 about 8 seconds ahead of Belfast BAP. This is Team ORT. Team Apex Hunter Racing is P2. Team MRL is P3, about 30 seconds behind. Kaz is about 1 second behind. This is Esports Race Asylum. What team is this actually? Is it one is Race Asylum and one is Esports Race Asylum, looks like. So Could see a swap for P3 here in a moment. 22 seconds behind, we have Team DCT with Zero Fight, and then about a second behind is Loose Moose Racing. Karate has managed to hold on to the back of Zero Fight, probably due to their tire advantage. 22 seconds behind is Strook. Strook is with Team Full Send. About 2 seconds behind, we have the Furious 2 from Last Minute Racing. And about 4 seconds behind, we have Ost with Guinness Racing. This is my team of the day right here. Started a great discussion. 17 seconds behind them is the other Race Asylum team with Little Nicky. About 8 seconds behind Little Nicky is... I'm not sure what team this is. It is a beautiful sky blue livery. This has to be the Intercontinental Racing team. That is. I'm not sure which driver this is because I have nicknames on and it is not on my list, but I think this is Intercontinental Racing team. 35 seconds behind them is the Nuke Shot Motorsport team. Really cool looking livery on the Genesis here. 13 seconds behind them is DC team number 2 in the RCZ, and then in P14 we have the Merc from Black Flag E-Racing. Yeah, Yupe, it is a clean livery. And as of now, P13 and 14 are a lap down. I think P12 is as well, and P11 just went a lap down. So still 10 cars on the lead lap. No problem, Slipstream. I appreciate you asking me to do that because I will get on some tangent and start talking about whatever, because there's not really a whole lot of close battles going on. There is this one. I mean, the tire difference between these two, this kind of thing does matter. I mean, the McLaren's tires are good enough to where it's probably still at full pace or close to it, and that Genesis tires, those fronts are definitely feeling the heat. And a penalty for Zero Fight, so that will probably see them swap positions back. And as predicted, Kaza has taken P3 from Shane and has left Shane in the dust. Kaza's actually purple for the moment. Speaking of tires, the tires on Belfast Baps Porsche not looking too good, but the gap to P1 is down to 6 seconds. So now it is Zero Fight under attack. Yeah, Zero Fight is struggling on those tires for sure. And the penalty zone is upcoming. Lovely day for a Guinness in it. That wasn't a good enough UK accent. I didn't even really try one, to be honest, but... So there's the penalty. There goes Loose Moose Racing. Have to imagine that the Genesis will be coming into the pits here shortly. Nope, not this lap though. See if maybe Zero Fight can use the Genesis acceleration to make a move on the McLaren going into turn 1 like they did a few laps ago. I think they did get a little bit of a run. Oh yeah, here comes the move. Yep. Another nice clean move. Good driving by those two. Really no sense in fighting it. I mean, especially if your car doesn't handle the straights very well, just there's nothing really you can do except just tuck in behind and hope that they don't slow you down too much on the windy bits of the track. And it looks like the Furious 2 has caught up to Strook, so we have another battle on our hands. I think the Furious 2, yep, is on much better tires, so... And now Pyrex is into the pits, and that is going to let Belfast BAP take the lead for the moment. If I had to guess, Jack will be pitting at the end of lap 20. Jack is trying to do 20 laps on the tires. And so here goes an attempt at a move around the outside by the Furious 2, but he can't make it stick. Ooh, that was close. Nice driving. That Porsche is also really good in acceleration zones. I know the Furious 2 would love to get around Struck here. Being on much fresher tires, I bet he feels like he's being held up. Applying pressure. May have been a slight bump there, but ultimately no harm, no foul. The Irish Spaniard. Zero fight into the pits for the first time. I think that was the first time. Ooh, traction control. A little bit of a wiggle. That chicane is the worst thing in this game, on top of the other 53 worst things in this game. All right, let's see if Furious 2 can get a move on Struck here. Struck going a little defensive. Kind of a half-hearted commit to being defensive. Oh, and there's a driver coming out of the pits. Oh, this could get messy. Oh boy, oh. Furious 2 bails out wisely. Oh, Struck got it wrong too. What a mess that ended up being. Let's go back and look at that. That ended up being... So Zero Fight comes out of the pits at the absolute worst possible time. Furious 2 ends up getting it crazy. I don't think there was contact there. I think Struck just got it wrong, but either way, Struck maintains the position. It was weird. This lobby has not been very laggy, so I don't think there was contact there, but Furious 2 wisely bails out, and yes, Belfast Bap is into the pits, as is Lil Nicky. Furious 2 all over the back of Struck there. More useful still than the Northern Ireland tracks. Worst track in the game. So bad F1 walked away from it. Yeah, that's not a good sign if F1 has nothing to do. And Furious 2 does get the move on Struck done. Now they will be eyeballing Zero Fight and P6. So we might have a battle brewing here for P11 between Bjorklund and Lil Nicky. Big Willow, worst track in the game. Big Willow's not that bad. They stopped using it because there's no overtakes. Yeah, I could see where Formula One would have a hard time overtaking here, considering it seems like they can't overtake without DRS. Although Bjorklund did just put down their fastest lap of the race a few laps ago, a 55.5. That is a little faster than Lil Nicky's fastest lap, 55.7. So we will see how this battle develops. Big Willow suits Wayne's driving style. Nurburgring want to have F. They can't afford it? That's interesting. You would think Formula One would be the one paying them. Captain Mills, welcome. Come on, Black Flag E-Racing. Oh, Bjorklund has picked up a penalty. It looks like they are going a little better than Lil Nicky is at the moment. But penalty will definitely close the gap some. I don't think much has changed here in P6, 7, and 8. Tracks have to foot the bill for races? That's interesting. I would have thought that... Also, hello, Ray. Welcome. I guess that makes sense because Formula One is the brand. So, like, us normal people, if we wanted to drive on Nurburgring, the Nurburgring's not paying us. Looks like Black Flag Racing is coming into the pits now. gap to P1 is now 4.5 seconds. Both of these two drivers are on pretty fresh tires, so we will see how that plays out. A little bit less fuel for the Porsche here. And of course, Kaza pitted really early, so the gap to P2 is 4 seconds, but we'll see how this strategy plays out going forward. As you can see, their tire wear is significantly worse than Belfast BAP's is. F1 is boring, has been for years. I mean, I understand that sentiment simply because the same people keep winning. Verstappen has won so much, it's just like, okay. And then Lewis Hamilton won a bunch before that. And then I think they did, I'm trying to think, I don't know a lot about F1 history. New fastest lap for Jack. 54.562. This was the really slow wind they had in qualifying, by the way. For what that's worth. F1 did buy the land at Vegas. Yorkland just baited Nicky into blue flag overtake. Clearly I was not paying attention to that. So Belfast BAP is reeling in Pyrex here. Slowly but surely. We will have a battle on our hands at some point. We'll see how that develops. See if there's any close battles going on. Ciro Fight and the Furious 2 are still about a second and change ahead. Furious 2 has opened up a little bit of a gap to Struke of 3 seconds. P10, 11, and 12 are within a couple seconds of each other. So there will be something to be had here as well. Catalunya has improved. Verstappen is boring and so is Lewis. That's the thing. I think Lewis Hamilton's a fantastic driver, and I think Max Verstappen's a fantastic driver, but the thing is, when you get to the highest level of anything, if you have any edge at all, that's really all you need. So like if Max's car is, just say like 5% better, if all the drivers are roughly equal, which they're not, but if the drivers were roughly equal, so if Lewis and Max are same talent, then Max's car being 5% better is all that you need. Like, it's all that you need to win over and over and over again, and there's nothing Lewis or anybody can do. And I'm just using Lewis and Max as an example. When you get to the highest level of anything, like, the slightest advantage is all you need. But that's the thing. What ends up happening is you have that run of Mercedes having a slightly better car. You have Red Bull as a slightly better car, and then there's the ones that are just winning. Oh, it was Vettel. Before Lewis, it was Sebastian Vettel. When he was with, I forget who he was with when he won. Was he with Red Bull when he won all that? I don't remember. I don't remember who Vettel was with when he won his championships, but when Vettel happened, everybody thought he was on the way to being the next Michael Schumacher, the greatest driver of all time. And then Lewis came along, and then Lewis won all those championships, and now we have Verstappen, who is winning everything now. And it's like, I don't blame anybody for thinking F1 is boring, because you turn it on, you see Charles Leclerc qualify on pole, and then Verstappen still wins by 30 seconds. At least with NASCAR, and I know NASCAR, Wayne loves to make fun of me because they only turn left. Speaking of turning left, we have a battle brewing on our hands for P10. NASCAR's respect cars. All the cars are pretty much the same. All the engines are the same. There's no real fiddling that can be done with the NASCARs aside from like aero adjustments. So it actually comes down to like carnage. Comes down to wall riding. Arden, I want you to know I was at that race. I had not been to a NASCAR race in 20 years. And the first one I went to was the wall ride one. And I was on the front row of turn 4. So the car did the wall ride like feet away from me. It was the craziest thing I've seen in my life. I will never forget that. Ooh, hit it with a little bit of a mistake. It's going to give Bjorklund a chance, but Hitta's going to go defensive here. It's going to be tough to overtake around the outside of this hairpin. But... ooh, it's going to be close to the acceleration of the Genesis. Yes. Yes, the move has been made. Let's have a look. A little bit of a mistake. That's all it takes. Nice clean overtake, by the way. Really nice driving from Hitta as well. It's so hard to stick it to the inside like that when you're used to not doing that. Nice move. And Lil Nicky is lurking behind all this as well. So if they keep fighting, that is a way to catch up. I hate the chicane so much. Every time I see them drive through it, I'm just like, it just feels icky, you know? All right, let's see what we have going on here. In these races, every position matters. Every bit of time gained matters. Ooh, that was an interesting move there by Hitta. It ended up not working, but that was an interesting little feint to the inside. Yes, battle for the lead. I was just getting ready to go to that. Look, the gap is down to under a second. I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, I know Jack's been reeling him in slowly. He was gonna check on it. Thank you, Nick. Here we are, lap 27. Belfast BAP has slowly been reeling in Pyrex and P1, and now here we are. Jack has been setting some absolutely scorching laps. 54.1, his current fastest lap. If it were me in this situation, Struck is in the pits. If it were me, I don't know how hard I would fight this, because when you're now, on one hand, you could fight it tooth and nail because your teammate got you the lead, and so you got to think, if your teammate's going to drive again, the more you hold up the guy that's catching you, the more theoretical time you'll be giving your teammate or teammates to build the lead. Here we go. Jack's going to go for it. Pyrex not going defensive. Does Jack get it stopped? Yes, a little bit of a cutback attempt, but Jack kind of parked it on the apex. I think that was clean. Jack is into P1. Let's have a look at that again. Look at it from Pyrex's perspective. That was clean. Nice move. I appreciate the small attempt at a cutback there. Go on, Jack, says Bob. Jack already building a little bit of a gap. Yeah, I don't know if I would fight this too much, or I would have fought this too much. I mean, when someone reels you in like that, in a way, for me, it's better to just keep your head down and keep pounding the laps out. Because, I mean, one big mistake from Jack here, and you'll make up the time. So it's better for me to just, in my opinion, to just keep driving, put your head down. You know, don't worry about getting caught up in a battle. But that's my own take. You could just as easily try and fight it and slow everybody down, or slow you and them down. So we will see how this develops going forward. Jack with a lot less fuel. So the Porsche is certainly not hurting in the weight category there. Pyrex is still doing a good job though, for sure. Off goes Jack into the sunset. We have some, I will say, I have some incredible teammates at AHR. There are some incredible drivers on my team, and Jack is one of them. He's quite something. Kaza has picked up a penalty. We just had a lap without you mentioning how you hate the chicane. That's right. I only hate it on even-numbered laps. Genesis and Porca are almost matched on acceleration. Yeah, I think what it is, I think the Genesis is a little better, but the Porsche you can really push out of corners, whereas Genesis being FR, you can't push it quite as hard. But either way, I mean, that makes it equal. But yeah, two of the better accelerating cars in Group 3 at the moment in this game. Let's go back down the field and see if we have that battle brewing from before. It looks like... Okay, Lil Nicky has caught up to Bjorklund and is... I believe he's overtaken Hitta as well. Porsche is low on acceleration. The Genesis is too slippy. Yeah. If you can handle the Genesis though, that thing goes out of corners. Kaza with a pen, still maintaining his 100% record of race to pen ratio. It's better than a 100% race to bin ratio. Bjorklund just hopped over the curb there. That was interesting looking. It'll be difficult for Nicky to overtake the Genesis here, just because look at that Genesis, how it just goes on the front straight. This is one of the prime overtaking spots, but the McLaren just gets left behind. But this battle might bring Hitta back into the conversation as well. Really no place to make a move, although Nicky stuck his nose in there. If Bjorklund is anything like me, you start radar watching. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle from Bjorklund there, but ultimately not enough to give up the position. Ooh, is Nicky gonna go for it? He stuck his nose in there, but he bailed out. That might have been smart. Looked like Bjorklund might have turned into him otherwise. Nicky playing a little bit of defensive driving, if you will. Nicky all over the back of Bjorklund now. I think Nicky may be being held up a little bit by the Genesis, but that Genesis is just, the acceleration is so good, it's hard to make a move. Whereas the McLaren's acceleration is not quite as good. And Bjorklund is using that huge rear end of the Genesis. Well, here we go. Nicky has a little bit of a run, but not really a place to make a move here. Oh, God. Yep, Nicky just bails out. This chicane might be the single worst place on the track to go for a move. I feel like nothing good would come of that. Kaza back into the pits. This will be a tough one for Nicky to figure out. Hitta's still lurking about a second and a half behind as well. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake by Bjorklund there. Has closed the gap once again. Definitely one of the most frustrating things as a driver and player is when you feel like you're being held up by somebody. So frustrating, especially if you just can't get around them. And there's nothing illegal or, you know, there's no bad driving going on here by either of them. It's just one of those things where your car, you just can't find the opportunity, and you're kind of relying on the person in front of you to make a mistake because their car is just superior in the areas where you need it to not be superior. Hit it with a little bit of a mistake behind Nicky. Looks like another little bit of a slip from Bjorklund, but again, the superior acceleration on the Genesis. Look at it pull away after a little bit of oversteer. That is quite a vehicle. Oh, here we go. Is Nicky gonna try it around the outside? He actually tried for a little bit of a cutback. And again, I've said it several times in the last few minutes. Look at the Genesis. It's just the Genesis versus the McLaren at the very least. Where those moves might normally work if the cars were the same, because they're not. Oh, look at that, a mistake. And the position has been given. And it looks like Bjorklund is going into the pits now. Oh, look at those front tires. Yep. Brutal, 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 brutal. Let's have another look at that. See what happened. Yep, just late braking there by Bjorklund. And then nearly lost the car going into the pits. That is rough. Those front tires were completely gone. Actually, admirable that they were able to hold off Nicky as well as they did there. So they're in the pits. Agreed, Arden. And sometimes that's what it takes. If you just can't get around them, if you just keep the pressure on, you can make them crack. You just need that one mistake. Yes, that is driving 101, exactly. You just remind them you're there without contact, without, you know, making a dirty move. And agreed, Lukey, it was good defense, for sure, because the tire wear difference was massive. Hit it with a little bit of a mistake. That gravel will slow you down on this track. All right, let's go through the field here. Speaking of race to pen ratio, Mr. Belfast BAP with a penalty has put a 3.5 second gap on Pyrex. Pyrex in P2, 35 seconds behind is Kaza, but Kaza's on a little bit of a different pit strategy than everyone else, so I don't think that's exactly what the gap is, but we will see how that plays out going forward. 10 seconds behind Kaza is Shane with Team MRL. I think their livery actually looks really cool. You can see it on the left. I think their livery actually looks awesome, but my game's not loading it for some goofy reason. 20 seconds behind Shane is Fight with DC Team number 1 in the Genesis. Blue flags. We'll get to that in a second, James. I think you still have 3 laps, I think. You have a pretty long time if I remember the rules. Also, welcome, by the way. And congratulations on stint number 1. Well done, my friend. 28 seconds behind is Karate with Loose Moose Racing, with what may or may not be moose guts on the hood. 2 seconds behind is the Furious 2 in P7. And P8 is Ost, about 5 seconds behind in the livery of the day, Guinness Racing. P9 is Strook, about 11 seconds behind. And this is the blue flag. Although, to be fair to Strook, Belfast BAP's not really close enough, and there was the penalty as well, so Jack just served his penalty. Strook's not really close, or Jack is not really close enough to where I would feel like Strook needs to concede the position. Hey, average driver, welcome. I know, I think the livery looks cool. It's just that you can't see it because my game's bugged. So you have to like look at it on the left there. He's in his dirty air, I think. Maybe. Could be. Could have something to do with it. Anyway, back to Strook. Jack's tires might be a little worn at this point as well. So 30 seconds behind Strook is Lil Nicky. And then 2 seconds behind Nicky is Hida. Hida's with Intercontinental Racing Team. Hida's managed to kind of hold on to the back of Nicky, even though he's not in the tow. The gap is still only about 2 seconds. It's stayed about 2 seconds for the last few laps or so. And about 23 seconds behind is Bjorklund with Nuke Shot Motorsport. So far, no rain. All right, Blue Racer. You know, with my teammate out in front, I want to be like, no, we don't want rain. But as a fan of carnage, as a fan of absolute scenes, as you say over there in the UK, rain would be fun. 13 seconds behind Bjorklund is DC team number 2 with a penalty in the RCZ. I'm just proud of them for using the RCZ. And then 30 seconds behind them, Black Flag E-Racing, another livery that didn't load correctly. Oh, we have them. Oh, what is this mess? They're trying to unlap themselves with a battle for position going on. Oh, interesting times here at the Nurburgring. I don't know what the rules are with that, but to be fair, they're kind of pulling away, so there might be something to this. I Love Rain was hoping going long on medium and prey. Luck wasn't on me. Yeah. Shane doing well for us so far, even with not liking the Genesis. Let's see if we can get up to this battle for position here for P6. Very awkward that was, with the person in last place unlapping themselves from you during a battle. Here comes a move around the outside attempt by the Furious 2, but it's not going to stick. Ooh, and a little bit of a gravel. Ended up them losing them time. I don't think that was worth the attempt. The Genesis is a crazy car to race with. It's really good if you can wrangle it on certain tracks. The thing with this game is that the blue flag comes out really early. So we'll keep an eye on that. Jack really has not caught up to Strook either. I think Jack's pace has fallen off just a little bit. Let's see. Well, you know, his tires are pretty worn to the point that he would be losing some pace on them. Strook's tires are pretty not worn, pretty fresh. So there could be something to that. Pyrex has not closed the gap, and so I suspect the same thing is occurring with Pyrex, and that his tires are just very worn out. So we'll keep an eye on that. We do have a battle for P3, it looks like, as well. Kaza and Shane within a second of each other. Yeah, Ghost, the blue flag comes out so early. Well, I said we might have a battle for P3. I think Kaza may have actually overtaken Shane for P3. Either that or Shane made a mistake and I wasn't paying attention. Because the gap has increased tremendously. Or Shane had a penalty. Hard to say. We'll keep an eye on that one. Going back through the field, we do have this battle for P6. Karate and the Furious 2. Let's see if I can do this camera angle again. Yeah. I missed the start, but I bet turn 1... Will y'all do the double file thing too? Yeah, I bet turn 1 was insane. That was probably crazy. Kazza had a spin, definitely 10-ish seconds lost. May have. Into the chicane. A little bit of a wiggle from Furious 2 again. Now, will we see the Porsche's acceleration? Well, Furious 2 missed the apex. I don't think Furious 2 will be able to make a move here, even with the superior acceleration of the Porsche. Wiggles all around coming out of the first hairpin. And P13. Oh, there's P13 now. Must have been a pit stop I missed. I think that Furious 2 definitely has the pace to overtake Karate, but can they do it without making a mistake? Getting caught in the marbles. I would think the marbles matter in this game, but as much as I played it, rewind 2 laps, P13 just unlapped themselves. Well, they unlapped themselves from P6. It was a really weird moment. I wish I could rewind 2 laps, but I can't. It was a very strange moment for sure. I mean, I guess that's allowed. They're still ahead. They're not being caught. Quickly going through the field. Hit is still about 2 seconds behind Nikki. Now the Merc's about to get lapped again. Well, that's the thing. They kind of unlapped themselves, but they've not really pulled away. And so the question then becomes, well, should they get out of the way? I mean, I feel like that's a far enough gap to where they shouldn't concede the position. I wouldn't complain. If I was Karate here, I wouldn't complain about them being that far ahead, especially if I wasn't catching them. But to each their own. I could also see where it would be annoying because you can't really focus behind you because you also have to focus on in front of you. I reckon we will stick with this battle for now. Karate's going defensive. We're going to try the long way around in this hairpin. Oh, he's going to try the cutback. Oh, but he can't because Karate's there. Uh-oh. I believe this is the Schumacher S's. Ooh! I don't think there was contact. That was close. Furious 2 is playing it so close. They're going to go for a move here. No, this is not really a good corner for a move. Oh, man. Whew. Ishmael needs a Merc slip to defend from Furious. I swear 4th place is on hards. No, they're not. They are on extremely worn softs, however. Jack is now no longer behind Strook. As you would say in the UK, Jack's tires are knackered. I think Jack may have miscalculated a little on the strategy. Because he's going to pit at the end of lap 40, and his left rear is almost completely dead. But the gap to Pyrex is still growing, so clearly he's got something figured out here. I just, you know, with the time change, I wonder if the track's getting warmer, which would make tire wear worse. I don't like driving with tires that are that worn, but that's just a me thing. The pace, the per lap pace is probably still better than fresh hard tires, but it's kind of a... Is it intentional that I can't scroll through the stream? That may be a YouTube setting that... So because I'm broadcasting on the IRO channel, I haven't messed with the settings. I mean, look, Strook is catching Jack because Jack's tires are just completely cooked. If I were him, I would pit now. I know that he wants to make it to lap 40, but with tire wear being as bad as it is, I mean, you're basically risking... Strook is basically going faster than you, and he's lost over half a second to Pyrex. See if he pits now, if he's sticking to the strategy. Nope, he's coming in. I think that's the wise thing to do. Have to adjust his strategy on the fly. And there he goes. He's into the pits. So glad that the proper English is sinking in. So Pyrex will take the lead for the moment. Not saying Jack will do this, but I think what I would do, because I don't... Actually, you know, because you don't know how tire wear is going to happen the rest of the way, I think I would stick to softs. You don't know how many laps on the hard tires you might have to do. So, James, I think that's a setting in YouTube, and I think it's set per channel. I know what you're talking about. I think... Let me see if I can pull that up. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna see... I don't know if I can fix it now. Let me see... YouTube Studio. Oh, this is my channel. This is not... Let's see, content. Options, edit title and description, no. Let's see, settings. General, channel. Allow viewers to clip my content, no. Defaults, no. Permissions, no. Automated filters. Channel deleted. I'm pretty sure you can scroll back as Pyrex is now in the pits. Jack able to maintain P2 over Kaza with the fresh tires. Jack also fortunate to come out with clean track in front of him, so that will matter. Hida's coming into the pits now. James, it's a setting. I've seen it before, but I don't remember where it is. Unfortunately, I can't find it. But I'm not sure if it's a me setting or a user setting. I just go straight to... Yes, streamer pushed the wrong button. Streamer accidentally gave away the nuclear codes live on stream. Settings, playback and performance. Advanced settings. Delete channel. Channel status and features. Not sure. Probably a setting before you start stream. It could be Arden. It could be. Fairly confident that is a setting of some kind. Channel becomes Formula E. Hello everyone and welcome to the Formula E edition of the IRO 12 Hours of Nurburgring. I'm your recently demoted host, DJ Brohawk. Apparently it's called DVR. Yeah, that sounds right. I do not remember what that setting is. I think Arden's right. I think that's something you might have to set up when the stream is off. Yeah, I know. Bad stream settings. I think when I stream on DJ Brohawk, you can scroll it, and so I think I remember changing that setting back in the day. Channel accidentally signs a contract to become Formula Academy. I just noticed the sky's looking a little overcast. Those look like rain clouds. It doesn't look like it's gonna rain, but it's like overcast. Well, I don't know. Formula E would be okay if it became baking with Brohawk. You know what? Hey, at least that like sounds good, right? Hello everyone, welcome to Baking with Brohawk. Today we're going to make chocolate chip cookies. Blue Racer says, please rain. I wish I could look at the radar. The rain would especially be terrible for the folks who have pitted recently. Interestingly enough, Jack is in P2 behind Pyrex by 4 seconds. I wonder if we missed something that caused Jack to lose a lot of time. Have to back out of spectate to see the radar. Should I? Is that a thing? Is that something y'all want to see? Hello, Paul. Welcome. Some rain would be good. I think this is just overcast. It's the clouds are kind of, I think they're going away. Not important, but you can do it as it's Christmas. I want snow. Oh, goodness. Furious 2 did get the move done on Karate, by the way. at some point. Now Furious 2 is eyeballing Shane, although Shane is on fresh tires in that Genesis. Quickly go through the order here. Zero Fight P7 in their Genesis. Strook about 10 seconds behind in P8. P9 is the Guinness Porsche 911 piloted by Austin. We have Bjorklund in P10 with a penalty. Little Nicky P11. Hit it in P12. Intercontinental Racing Team here. My fellow North Carolinians would love this car because it's Carolina blue. Anyone not in this area has no idea what I'm talking about. 20 seconds behind is DC team number 2 with the blue flag. And then 30 seconds behind is Black Flag E-Racing in the AMG. Would like it to go pitch black, heavy rain and fog. A whole typhoon, says Luke. Someone do the rain dance. Tell you what, you can have rain if my driver needed to pit anyway. How about that? Ooh. Jack having a moment at the worst chicane in the game. Famous song by Toto. Bless the rains down in Germany. Wayne, I am in my sim rig. There's no dancing going on here. I am going dancing later today. For those of you who are invested in my dance career. You know what else is going on today? The World Darts Championship. Already seen one American embarrass themselves in round 1. While I'm thinking about it, Jaeger will be streaming Stint 3. It'll be on this channel. Much like he did Stint 1, he's doing Stint... I think he's doing Stint 3. Pretty sure he's doing Stint 3. He's doing 1, 3, and 6, I believe. Look, darts is one of those things where you go watch darts in person because literally everyone around you is drunk and having a good time. I watch darts as much for the crowd. Although, to be fair, the only reason I even knew that the darts thing was going on is because Dino put a link to a stream of it in Discord yesterday. I actually have a dartboard in our garage. You had to play if you're drunk, it's a good time, that's right. You stand still to take part. Kaza into the pits again. Jack slowly reeling in Pyrex again. Like snooker, watch 2 men walk around a table for 7 hours. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you're watching skillful people. You're watching skill. Like, you're watching skillful people throw... Well, there was the one guy yesterday who's... I don't know, I enjoyed the spectacle of it. Like, they have walkout songs and stuff for darts, like they're in the WWE. And then they get all pumped up when they throw their darts good, and then the announcer guy has to do math really fast, depending on how bad their throws are. Like, because evidently 180s are pretty rare. So when some dude throws darts and gets like a 77, they have to, I don't know, just find it interesting. I don't know that I could watch the entire tournament. I don't know if I would enjoy it that much, but you're watching people throw. Technically, pretty much every sport has to do with watching people throw objects of some kind. Furious 2 into the pits. Darts is 2 drunk yobs wanting to fight. See if we have any battles going on. Closest battle we have is P10 and 11? No, P1 and 2 is the closest battle we have. To be fair to Pyrex, he just put down his fastest lap. So Pyrex's pace has improved as the race has gone on. So Jack is going to have to work for this, although maybe a little bit of a mistake there. We are winding down toward the end of this stint. This is the only stint I'm doing today due to a scheduling mishap. That was my fault. I've overbooked myself too much. So both Pyrex and Jack, aka Belfast Bap, still have to use the hards. I have a feeling Jack is going to have to go to the hards before Pyrex is. And Jack is not going to be able to make it until lap 60. Jack may have to do 2 or 3 laps on the hards, which may matter just enough to get some heat into the tires. Looks like Pyrex is fuel saving as well. That's interesting. I don't know if the Genesis is one you can short shift or not, but Pyrex is short shifting it. Cricket is like baseball. You don't go to a cricket match. Jack with a little bit of a mistake through the chicane, so Jack must have spun out or something on his outlap, because he was well in the lead for a while there. Cricket is like baseball in that you kind of go for... Maybe it's... I mean, baseball's kind of fun to watch, but... Genesis can short shift and out accelerate the 911. Well, that's fun. It could be, James. I didn't think... I mean, Jack was a decent ways ahead, so I would be surprised if there were that many seconds lost in the pit stop. I mean, only he knows, but... Not really reeling in Pyrex like he was before, and the tire wear will become a problem at some point. He is slowly reeling him in, though. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Gonna go through the field again. You'd have to think the Porsche may have the advantage on hards because the Genesis is kind of a squirrely car. Porsche a little bit easier to handle in acceleration. But Jack will have to do more laps on the hards, probably, so that could still be advantage to the Genesis. Any other battles going on here? No. Well, now the gap is down to almost toe range there. Maybe a bit of a mistake from Pyrex. Close the gap. Not really. Only 4/10 down. That said, I know what it's like to be in this position when you're slowly creeping up on somebody. You start smelling blood. It feels like it makes you drive faster. Well, Jack is 6/10 down now, so maybe he had a little bit of a mistake also. Although tire wear, I think, is probably starting to play a factor a little bit. Jack is going through that chicane like a madman. There is no way I'd be going through it like that. He's just putting his foot to the floor with traction control on and hoping for the best. Still lost a couple tenths. Still a faster lap than Pyrex, though. Jack is risking life and limb with that chicane. I don't know. I mean, he's done so many laps. He's probably used to it, but chicane looks a lot worse than spectate. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true, but you can still kind of tell when people are wiggling all over the place. Jack well within the toe now, though. Ooh. He had to lift a little. Completely confuddled by Kaz's strat. I think Kaza might be on pad. I don't know. Kaz is pitted on so differently from everyone else. I feel like that they've got to be on pad. It feels like pad tire wear. James, I think he still has to use the hard tires. Kaz has a wheel. Okay, Kaz is doing his own thing then. Well, we will stay with this battle for the lead for the moment. I mean, look at the tire wear difference. Jack is crazy driving that car. He's definitely pushing it. Well, this is what we wanted. A battle for the lead. Late into Stint 2. We're almost 4 hours of racing in. Top two are separated by less than a second. Oh, a much better chicane by Jack that time. And there is Ost. The lapped traffic could play a part in this. Oh, Ost is just saying, Ost is just getting out of the way. Like, get me away from this battle. Oh, Jack used that weird little, I don't know if you call it camber, but whatever that is in the first hairpin that kind of like yanks the car around. Ooh, there's a little bit of a lag spike there. Yes, fair play to Ost for just getting out of the way. The longer Pyrex can keep Jack behind, the better it will be. Jack's tire wear is significantly worse. But can Jack pressure Pyrex into a mistake? A little bit of a slide from Jack. The last thing you want is to slide on worn tires and make them worse than they already are. Imagine how quick Jack would have been if it wasn't his work Christmas party last night. Ooh, Jack almost got in the grass. That's going to give Pyrex a little bit of a gap. Jack electing not to use the toe. To be fair, the Porsche's brakes are probably better than the Genesis, so it may not ultimately matter. Now he's right back on the back of Pyrex, although those tires are... Oh, and he got a 1 second penalty! Oh no! Can we see how that came about? Where did he get the penalty? I don't think it was there. I have no idea. I have no idea how he got a penalty there. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Seems like a harsh penalty, considering I right-hander at the end of Sector 1. Where I didn't think he cut that too much. That's interesting. Or at least I thought you could cut that one anyway. So you're talking about this corner right here? definitely didn't cut it that time. Can't cut inside, but run as wide as you like, yeah. Left tire can't go inside white line. Interesting. Well, Jack is reeling Pyrex back in a little bit. Maybe too little too late, though, with that tire wear. He's going to have to pit in the next couple of laps. The tire wear on the Genesis looking much better. But one mistake can change everything as well. I mean, you can see Pyrex's pace second plus down, despite having much better tire wear than the Porsche. Really, all you can do in these situations is just put your head down and keep driving. Yeah, Jack is going to have to go for a while on those hard tires. That's going to be brutal. I think the Genesis uses less fuel, Arden. Jack only has to go to lap 61. He can probably do... maybe 2 more laps. From experience. I mean, he's still catching P1, so it's not like... it's one of those situations where it's like, you could just stay out. But he is pushing that car pretty hard. He's got traction control on too, and speaking from experience of traction controls, that it'll only save you so much before finally your back end gives out. I would absolutely rather have the Porsche on hards than the Genesis. Absolutely. The Genesis will kill you without thinking twice. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake by Pyrex. If Jack could have had a better chicane, he might have been able to make a move, and he's gonna try and take it around the inside. A little contact. Oh! And Jack has taken the lead. There was some rub in his racing right there. So let's see what happened to Pyrex. Oh, he didn't want to cut the chicane, so he had to do a little bit of a weird thing and then got in the grass. That gave Jack the opportunity, and Jack just sent it down the inside, completely clean. Maybe a little contact. Maybe a little contact there. Yeah, eat door. Yeah, exactly. The elbows were out there. We'll say that. But I don't think that was a dirty move or anything. Even if I am biased toward my teammate, I'll call it like it is. What hangover? Maybe he's still drinking. Maybe that's what it is. That was a very bold move by him for sure. Now, can he create any kind of gap at all? Hello, Jay. Welcome. Rubbing is racing. Yeah, they say it in NASCAR here all the time. It wasn't like an egregious... there was nothing wrong with it. You got the elbows out. That's... he didn't knock Pyrex off the track or anything. Pyrex may have let him through, James. It did kind of look like that. Like once he went for the move, Pyrex kind of just conceded. Yeah, there may have been a little contact, but at this point, with tires being worn out and stuff, it's not the easiest thing to do to avoid contact. Ooh! Jack had to do a little bit of a dive inside there, and see, worn out tires. Look at how bad that left rear is. What lap is P14 on, please? Lap 54. And you're with black flag, so lap 55 for you. We're gonna keep an eye on this. There's some craziness going on here. Jack with late braking, but oh, kind of a cutback. Oh, this is crazy. Is he gonna leave room? Oh, that might be a penalty for Jack again. Oh, they're getting squirrely over here. No penalties, and almost gets hit in the back by Karate. What's going on? Absolute scenes. The old switcheroo by Pyrex, who's on much better tires now. Jack's tires are cooked. If I were him, I would pit now. I would do it now. You're gonna end up losing. Ooh, Jack almost lost the car. Jack's got to pit now. Oh, he's sliding around. This is not good. Look at that left rear. It's completely at 5 seconds off. Yeah. Yep. Here comes Jack into the pits wisely. 2.5 seconds behind Pyrex. We'll see if Jack can make something of the hard tires with 58, 59, 60, 4 laps. Nothing wrong with love taps, says Baz. That's true. So Jack comes in for hard tires. You can really see the tire difference here between the Porsche and the Genesis. It was a wild battle there. That was interesting. We will see how this plays out. Jack managed to get out in front of Struck, although Struck may not be on the hard tires. And look, Jack is struggling on the hard tires, trying to get it right, because he's been driving for 2 hours on soft tires. I don't think Kaza has used the hard tires yet, so there is that to think about. And if Gecko is in next and he's on his Nimbus 2023, this race will become interesting. Still a lot to play for in this race, for sure. We're going to go down the field real quick. P4 Shane, then about 14 seconds behind is Zero Fight. 16, 17 seconds behind is the Furious 2. About 20 seconds behind is Karate. Oh, we have a... What in the world is going on here? Austin and Karate are having a moment in the worst chicane in the game. Let's have a look. What the heck happened here? They were nose to tail. Karate is at least on the hards. I don't know about Ost. The acceleration of that Porsche. Karate goes defensive. I'm sorry, he did not go defensive. Ost went for the move. Into the chicane. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Bold move by Ost. Gecko not feeling well and won't be racing. Get well soon to Gecko. Yeah, a bit of a wild moment there for Ost. Very brave move into that chicane. But on the soft tires, he probably knew he was on the soft tires and that Karate was not, so you kind of have to go for the move when it presents itself. About 18 seconds behind is Struck, who still behind Jack Struck is on the hard tires as well. Then we have Nikki and P10 about 22 seconds behind. Then another 22 seconds behind is Hitta. Black Flag Racing is 34 seconds behind. Then we have Bjorklund about 5 seconds behind. And then we have DC team number 2 about 36 seconds behind. Now, some of these teams have not yet used their hard tires. Pyrex has got this now, surely. Maybe. We'll see if Jack can put out decent laps, although he's 3 seconds behind his best, so if Jack can put down some decent laps, we'll see. Did my run through the field answer your question, Blue? I didn't notice it until after I had gone through the field. So this was a 57.6 from Jack. Pyrex just did a 57.1. So Jack is slower, but not significantly so. Pyrex is going to have to come into the pits this lap, I believe. In order to get the hard tires on. With the hard tire pace, I actually don't blame Jack for staying out as long as he did on those soft tires. The hard tires are so much slower, especially if you haven't been running on them. Pyrex gonna run out of fuel? I don't think so. That Genesis can fuel save. Imagine Pyrex is coming into the pits. Yes, he is. He'll have a 26-second advantage as he enters the pits. He will be in the lead by a few seconds, I think. With 1 lap to go. Issue with hardest tire warm-up. Yeah, that's true. I think you made a joke about that the other day. Gran Turismo tire warm-up simulator. Ost is now into the pits as well. We're going to see where all the players are. By the time this all comes around, we are on the final lap. Good luck to all Stint 3 drivers. I believe it is Jaeger who is streaming Stint number 3. Didn't put any fuel in the car either. Let's see where Jack is in all this. 6 seconds. Loogie will be driving Stint 3. Good luck. We'll see if Pyrex can hold on to the car. Oh, he's babying it. He's super babying it. Gap's now down to 5 seconds. At least Jack has had a couple laps to warm the tires up. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle. I don't think Jack will be able to catch Pyrex, but this is certainly, you know, time gained is time gained. Jack inherited a 22-second deficit for me. What a stint. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic stint by everybody involved here. Well done to everybody. It's a very tough track. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate your kind words as usual, my friend. Thank you to everybody for watching. Been fun. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy watching this stuff. Pyrex doing a nice job of wrangling the car. Although, this will be the hardest part. The chicane on hard tires, on cold hard tires. Thank you, Fun. Appreciate you, my friend. Into the worst chicane of the game. Oh, he babied it through there, understandably so. Into the pits, so Overboost Racing Team will come out first, about 4 seconds ahead of Apex Hunter Racing. Asylum Racer, thank you, my friend. Thank you, Paul. Thanks to everybody. I'll be on until the last driver completes their stint. Sounds good, Wayne. So, ORT is away. Now, Apex Hunter Racing is away. Here comes Kaza. Cheers, Arden. Thanks for joining me, my friend. Kaza ended up making up a decent amount of time in that final stint there. All right, Race Asylum is away. Here comes Team MRL with Shane in P4, about 45 seconds behind. Through the chicane for the final time. Into the pits. Gonna quickly go through and see if we have any close battles, and we don't, so let's go back to Shane, who is in the pits. And Team MRL is away. Stint 3 isn't live yet, says Blue Racer. Uh-oh. Somebody's slacking. Pretty sure Jaeger is doing Stint 3, and then Nikki is doing Stint 4, and Nukeshot Zokyo is doing Stint 5. DCT team is away. Furious 2 in the pits. They are next. And Last Minute Racing is away. Here comes Loose Moose Racing. Loose Moose Racing is away. Strook into the pits. I'll see if I can find it for y'all in a sec. Let's see if I can. Strook's team is away. Full Send Racing, I believe it is. Here comes Ost Guinness Racing is away. Here comes little Nikki through the chicane. Into the pits. Stint 3 is live. It is live now. I will put a link in the Discord. Race Asylum, other team is away, team number 2. I just put a link in the Discord. Jaeger cursed himself. Here, let me put it in the chat as well. There you go. Here comes Hida with Intercontinental Racing Team. And they are away. Here comes Bjorkland in P12. With Nukeshot Motorsport. Nikki, good to see you, my friend. I appreciate you. And Nukeshot is away. Here comes Black Flag E-Racing. And the AMG is away. And DC team number 2 in the RCZ. And with the last pit stop, I put the link in the chat. Head over to the International Racing Organization YouTube channel to find stint number 3, Jaeger on the comms, once again, as DC team number 2 is away. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I appreciate all of you. I will pop in the chat for stint 3 and see you guys later. Y'all take care.